Alright, here we go. Set 2. When both players are ready, we can get started here. So after a fantastic first set, JD takes his first win of Classic Tetris Gauntlet here on Classic Tetris Gauntlet Spotlights. Meanwhile, Jake's tremendous win streak does come to an end. He had a fantastic run and a fantastic showing. Both players scoring a double max out here. $74,000 for Jake. Joseph at $91,000. Both players playing really clean to start off here. JD taking an early lead here. We are in their set 2 of their matchup tonight. First set went down to the end, going all the way to a game 5 after a fantastic double max out game. Now we start all over again. It's going to be another Tetris for Jake and Joseph. 183 for Joseph, 146 for Jake. Or Jake did set up a long bar dependency. Both players playing incredibly clean now. JD now taking an early lead here, just by roughly 60,000 points. So 3 Tetrises. Just getting a couple of unfavorable pieces to deal with here. Nice S-spin. Or not S-spin, J-spin. Was looking for a couple of good pieces to help kind of complete it, to make it go by fast, to make it go more efficiently. But unfortunately didn't get. Does have the well open. Knocks down a Tetris. 263. Jake goes up to 244. Only trailing by Tetris now. JD still not getting the long bar. Will probably result in burning a triple. And, ooh, got the long bar just as soon as he wouldn't have liked it. Jake at 245, starting to get up just slightly high. Goes for a couple of conservative burns. And only trails by 1 Tetris. JD at 274 now, starting to build up. Made what seems to be a misdrop, but also looked like it could have been an adjustment as well. However, that's going to prevent JD from scoring the next few lines. And just like that, Jake is tied and taking the lead. JD now looking for an I piece, or actually that L piece would do perfectly. Can he get another J? And ooh, made an adjustment, one too many rotation, and had to go for a conservative triple. However, Jake also has to burn. JD knocks down Tetris, back to a tie game here, 309 to 305. Separated by not even a fourth of a Tetris. But Jake knocks down a Tetris, taking the lead, 328. JD is Tetris ready, has a pristine board. Waiting on the next long bar. And after burning a couple lines, knocks down a Tetris, 336, 357. JD still Tetris ready here. And the Tetris goes up to 359. Just not able to build up to kind of catch up to Jake's score. However, JD is behind in lines, so he could very much be ahead in pace. Tetris for JD goes up to 382. So just about a tie game. JD now with an J piece dependency over there to the left. Fills it in, gets an O piece, knocks down a Tetris, 405 to 425. JD's Tetris ready. Does have kind of a T-trough that he had to deal with, though. To burn a couple lines. Clean, knocks down another Tetris. 429 to 448. Another Tetris for Joseph. Goes up to 453. Jake with a clean board. Already Tetris ready. Just maintaining this. Looks like he's actually been playing very high efficiency these past few Tetrises, and when you look at his board, you can see why. In fact, he knocks down another Tetris, goes up to 495. Now JD looking for a long bar. Actually is going for... Looks like he was potentially going for the Tetris there. Good long bar there. Would like preferably another one. It doesn't get it. And I would definitely like one. Gets the long bar. Puts it over there on the left-hand side. Jake transitions at 530,000. Knocks down Tetris. Goes up to 554. JD one Tetris away from transition. Is he actually going to go for it? No, he's just going to burn down transition at 466. At that T-spin, Jake knocks down a couple of singles and knocks down a Tetris. Goes up to 582,000. JD 100,000 points behind just about. Is going to have to really go through in post-transition and outscore Jake. Not an easy task by any means. 495 for Joseph. 585 for Jake. Jake now running into some issues here. Holding out for the long bar and it's just not coming. Nice little placement over there. 589 for Jake. Goes up to 616. Joseph now at 503. Knocks down another Tetris. Goes up to 529. Waiting on the next long bar. It doesn't get it in time, so it does have to cover up the well temporarily, but opens it back up. Jake now goes up to 644. Still maintaining a 100,000 point lead. And another Tetris goes up to 672. Joseph holding out for the long bar. Where's the long bar? Goes for a couple conservative burns. Finally knocks down a long bar. Or knocks down a Tetris. 561 to now 672. Jake Tetris ready. Joseph Tetris ready. Jake gets the long bar. And so does Joseph. 699 to 588. Both players now only separated by 5 lines. So Jake has a tremendous lead here. And JD knocks down another Tetris. Goes up to 618. Trailing by 100,000 points. Now 120. Jake is just maintaining this fantastic efficiency and aggression here in this post-transition. JD holding out for the next long bar, and it's just not coming, but finally gets it. Goes up to 649. Jake is Tetris ready. Meanwhile, Joseph holding out for the long bar. Didn't get it in time. Sets up a delayed burn. Looking for, ideally, a T-piece. Gets a T-piece. Knocks down a Tetris. 683. Closing the gap a little bit, but not after Jake's knocks down a Tetris. Goes up to 780, 798. But Jake does have to do a little bit of burning. So does Joseph. Joseph opens up the well. Knocks down a Tetris. Goes up to 715. Trailing by 100,000 points still. Both players really just scoring the same amount of Tetrises. Just Jake has just been unrelentless scoring Tetris after Tetris. But JD knocks down one right there. 749. Closing the gap a little bit. Looking for a right piece though. Can we see him? No, he's not going to go left. He's just going to burn it all out. But Jake is in trouble, and this is going to cost him a couple of lines. This might be what JD needs in order to catch back up. JD is Tetris ready, holding out for the long bar. Waiting on the long bar, knocks down a Tetris, goes up to 786. 40,000 points separate them, but Jake knocks down a Tetris, goes up to 858. Now JD now running into kind of a similar situation that Jake ran into. Not getting the pieces that he needs. Jake at 892. Now starting to get a little bit out of Joseph's reach, but Joseph can play really far into the kill screen, and that might be what it comes down to. Another Tetris for Joseph, 830. Trailing by 2 lines. Jake knocks down a dagger of a Tetris, goes up to 829. Is almost Tetris ready again. Tetris ready, knocks down another Tetris, goes up to 964. And it looks like he is going to transition to kill screen after this next attempt. Goes up to 977. He's still playing. 980. 981. 982. Can he get a piece over to the left, though? 983. What an adjustment by Joseph. He needs to score 13,000 points in kill screen in order to take this game. Oh my gosh, he's setting up for the Tetris. He goes for a triple, and that does it! JD winning in kill screen for game 1. After being down by 100,000 points the entire game playing in the kill screen, and he maxes out in kill screen. 1,004,000 points, and he's still stacking. Can't get the piece over. Winning the game in kill screen and maxing out in kill screen. Once again, another fantastic game 1 by both players. All right, we have our ready from Joseph. Let's go ahead and count them down. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Jake once again coming within 20,000 points, or now 17,000 points within a max out. Still was not enough to beat Joseph, who scored over 30,000 points in kill screen to not only get level 31 and beat Jake, but also max out. And that was game 1 of set 2. Who can ask for better Tetris here tonight? And as I say that, Joseph run into a little bit of issues here at the start. It's going to cost them a couple of lines. Not going to be able to score at the beginning. Nice little adjustment there. But does get the eyepiece. Now they're just going to have to try and burn this down. Meanwhile, Jake is going to take this as an opportunity to build up a lead. 1 Tetris lead for Jake so far. 29,000 to 47,000. Jake with a pristine board. Joseph finally gets a long bar. Has a rather difficult situation to deal with over there on the left. Waiting on a right piece to fix it up. Gets a T-piece. And after missing the S-bend, JD couldn't utilize that long bar. Neither player is actually putting up too many points here at the beginning. In fact, Jake is getting up a little high, but he finally knocks down a Tetris. 38,000 for Joseph, 79,000 for Jake. And Joseph, once again, another interesting setup, but nice delay burn setup. Now, if only can get one more long bar to have helped him out right there, it would have been an incredibly clean setup. However, Jake has almost built up a 100,000 point lead already. 148,000 for Jake. While Joseph is at 67,000. Just trying to burn this all out. Now he's clean. Sets up an overhang, goes for the spin. Holding out for a J, not going to go aggressive and set up for a Tetris, but Jake is going aggressive. He's setting up for a dirty Tetris, and he's going to get it. 172,000, 100,000 point lead for Jake. However, Joseph finally knocking down a Tetris is starting to cut into that lead little by little. Meanwhile, Jake now running into a couple of rough pieces here. Gets a perfect... Ooh, misdrops the J piece, but it goes for a couple of nice spin tucks there. Set up for a Tetris. Sets up a delayed burn. And just like that, Jake is clean after what seems like an incredible misdrop. Joseph has started to close the gap. 141,000 to 204,000. Absolutely beautiful recovery there. 164 for JD. JD just still struggling to put a lot of points here up on the board. Not really been finding himself in a stack where he can consistently score Tetrises without having to burn. And Jake back to almost 100,000 point lead. However, Jake is ahead in lines. So JD isn't ahead in pace, but the lead might not be as big as it appears to be. But Jake knocks down another Tetris, goes up to 277. Almost an entire 10 line lead for Jake. $195 for Joseph. Goes up to 218. Another Tetris, 240,000. It's just steadily catching up to Jake's score. Only he's truly down by 3 Tetrises. It's clean. Both players knock down a Tetris. Lead doesn't change. JD Tetris ready. Jake now looking for... Ooh! What a fantastic delay burn by Jake. That's actually 200 IQ burn. Jake goes up to 348. Meanwhile, Joseph at 287. Continuing now to start scoring Tetrises efficiently. But now it has an L piece dependency set up and needs that L to continue building further. Finally gets the L, but still trails by 3 Tetrises here. Now 4. No, Tetris for JD goes up to 334,000. Jake with that Tetris goes up to 417. We're now nearing the level 19 transition, in which we've seen the fantastic feats that both of these players are able to accomplish. And this is what make or breaks either one of these players. Is JD going to be able to come back from almost another 100,000 point deficit again? Or is Jake going to be able to shut him down and tie up the series 1-1? We'll be finding that out very shortly. 463 for Jake. 383 for Joseph. No, Tetris for Joseph goes up to 406. And it's still roughly 3 Tetrises behind Jake. 430,000. JD sets up a long bar. Pensy fills it in promptly. JD is Tetris ready. Trailing by 3 Tetrises still. However, not getting good pieces there. And it's right before transition. JD's in trouble. Nate makes a little clutch adjustment there. But will it be enough? Nice burn. Jake transitions at 5:18. JD 3 lines away from transition. 1 burn, 2 burn, 1 line left. And he transitions at 4:39. Now he has a massive thing to dig out of. And he misdrops. Can't get the O over. JD tops out at 441,000. Jake ties up the series 1-1. We have it ready from JD and Jake once again. Let's go and count them down. 3, 2, 1. To quote another commentator, Van Weller, what is a best of 5 is now a best of 3. But I like to add, whoever wins this match will maintain a definite advantage over their opponent, being 1 step closer to taking the set. Anyways, 22,000 for both players. Both players starting off playing perfect here. 45,000 now. Seeing some incredibly clean play. Perfect play, actually. And they're still playing perfect. However, JD finally has to burn, and so does Jake. JD is Tetris ready. Holding out for the long bar. Long bar isn't coming. And JD's now getting uncomfortably high here. Now, already at the start of the game, JD's having to do some unfavorable burns. Gets a long bar, help him burn this out just a little bit. And JD now starting to just burn this away. Meanwhile, Jake starting to build up a lead at the beginning once again. And ooh, JD mistaps the eyepiece over there. It's going to burn for a Tetris, give him some more ability to get that eyepiece over. Yep, and nails it. Now, Jake is the one that's up high, but he has a clean board, and he's going to knock down a Tetris, almost a Simo Tetris. 105 to 170. And Jake knocks down another Tetris, just playing with some incredible efficiency here at the start of this game. And JD got into a rough situation so far. $216 for Jake, 152 for Joseph. Jake run have to burn a couple of lines. Joseph a clean board. Gets a lovely T-piece there. Goes up to 175. Just starting to chip away a little bit at the lead. But now Jake is clean, and he's starting to score Tetrises cleanly as well. No Tetris for JD. Trails by 2 Tetrises now. And Jake looks like he's actually going to go aggressive. Does have a T-spin dependency set up. But nice burn. If he can get one more good piece. Incredible burn by Jake. And Jake is going aggressive. Going for Centerwell here. Meanwhile, JD, incredibly clean build, just not getting the long bar for Tetrises. Finally knocks one down. 252 knocks another. 275. Tetris ready for one more. And it looks like he's going to just... RNG's going to give him a chance to put some more material on his board to have more chances for back-to-back Tetrises. And after that, burns for a double. Knocks down a Tetris. 299 to 342. Jake with a true lead here. In the lead by just around 2 Tetrises. JD knocks down another Tetris. 345. Over to 364. Nice adjustment. That's going to be a Tetris for Joseph. Goes up to 368. Well, Jake running into a little bit of trouble. Not necessarily deadly, but it did cost him a couple of lines. Now he's going to have to try and find some way to burn this out clean. It looks like he's just going to go for a row 2 Tetrises after taking that triple. He's actually set up for a row 2 Tetris and a potential well transfer until a couple more pieces fell. JD at 370 goes for a triple. Trailing by a Tetris and a half now. Jake knocks down a slightly dirty Tetris, 443. JD knocks down a Tetris, goes up to 402. Both players on pace for 500k transitions, 425 for JD, 445 for Jake. Jake doing a beautiful job of maintaining this Tetris, and a simul Tetris for both players. One Tetris deficit, however, JD is this time ahead in lines just by 4. Jake now almost Tetris ready. Well, is Tetris ready, just waiting on the long bar. Finally gets it, goes up to 490. 28,000 point lead, or 18,000 point lead, just separated by 1 Tetris. Now 2 Tetrises. We're about to hit transition once again in this game 3. 495 to 515. Another Tetris for Jake, 539. And Tetris for Joseph goes up to 517. Tetris for either player, no transition. Joseph transitions at 541. Jake holding out for the long bar. Burns a single. Is he holding out too long? No, he is not. Knocks down a Tetris. Goes up to 465. Almost the exact same score for both players. Jake continuing to go for the row 2. But is that too aggressive here on 19? Little adjustment there. Fortunate long bar. Knocks down a Tetris. And almost a perfect clear for Joseph. 616 to 591. Jake knocks down a Tetris. 616. Almost separated by 40 points. And they're almost at the exact same line count. You can't get any closer than this. However, JD is in some trouble here. He needs to find some way to navigate through this. And Jake is going to be able to utilize this opportunity to start building up a lead. JD now needs a long bar. Gets the long bar. Gets a piece over. Another long bar. Beautiful pieces. Have it RNG. Keep it coming here. Just needs a couple more. Another long bar. Gets it over there to the left. And JD is surviving. However, he's now falling behind. And a dirty Tetris for JD goes up to 656. And a line spin to clean it up. And Jake is in trouble now. This time, both players have swapped positions. Can Jake get anything over to the left? Can he do it? No pieces to go over. Jake tops out at 680. And JD at 690 takes game 3. Three, 2, 1, Tetris. Now this is it. It all comes down to this. Can Jake force Joseph to another decider for set 2? His level 18 play seems to have been stronger than Joseph's all tonight. However, Joseph is just having better level 19 play, and especially in game 1, better kill screen play. $69,000 for Jake, 68,000 for Joseph. Was at 100% Tetris rate, but is finally going to have to burn a single. Nice adjustment. Goes up to 69, and it looks like we're going to have a tie game. Exact same points right now. Jake had to burn a line. Joseph Tetris ready. Holding out for the long bar. Both players knock down Tetris 115 to 114. Jake knocks down Tetris, goes up to 138. Joseph follows at 137. Now both players are clean. Jake with a little bit of a scary build. And now Jake is going to have to find some way to navigate through this. Meanwhile, Joseph is going to continue to build up a lead. However, Jake is known for building out of these dangerous situations, and he done so many times here tonight on level 18. So this situation was no different, as he just dug out of it with incredible efficiency. Jake in trouble, goes for the T-Tug, knocks down a Tetris, followed up by another one. 196. Just a slight little misdrop over there for Jake, almost costed him the game and the match. But hope is not dead. This game is Tetris, where literally anything can happen. 212 for Joseph. Now still having to burn down, not getting some friendly pieces. 199 for Jake. For Joseph now, finally clean. Tetris ready. Getting those pieces all the way over to the left. Burns down safely. Knocks down a Tetris. 242,000 at 227. Now Jake running into some issues here. Didn't want to make the adjustment there. Definitely had an opportunity to go for a cleaner or a more efficient burnout. But he's still clean now until that O piece. And the O pieces just keep coming for Jake. Nice burn. And a Tetris for Jake goes up to 354. Only trailing by just around a Tetris and a half. Now back up to 2.5 Tetrises. This time looks like JD has found his groove. He's starting to knock down Tetris after Tetris, burning few and minimal lines. Jake's still holding out for the right pieces, and it just seems like Jake is just not getting good pieces this game. But he's doing a fantastic job of trying to maintain a clean and Tetris-ready build. 305 for Jake, 359 for Joseph. And we're at 80 lines now. Joseph actually has the potential to go for a 600,000 transition here if he can play perfect. And knowing what kind of player Joseph and Jake both are, they definitely have that capability to play perfect. But Jake now close, still within 50,000 points, however, is ahead in lines. And after that, JD goes up to 411. JD Tetris ready, and both JD and Jake knock down Tetrises. 355 to 434. Joseph in the lead. Simul Tetris 378 to 457. Jake knocks down Tetris, goes up to 402. And at this rate, Jake is going to just have to outscore Joseph in post-transition. However, Joseph now getting up a little bit high. Needs to get the long bar. No doubt he could have gotten it over. 482 for Joseph. 426 for Jake. Jake is going to have to outscore Joseph in post-transition. Or hope that Joseph tops out early to give Jake a chance to force this game to a decider. $474 for Jake, $556 for Joseph. 2 Tetrises away from a 600k transition. Meanwhile, Jake can potentially get a low 500 here. But a couple of rough pieces there are going to complicate things. Has an incredibly jagged board here. Goes for 1 burn. Nice spin! You love it! Jake now Tetris ready. Jake transitions at 503. Joseph transitions at 607. 1.1 versus max out pace. However, JD did have to take a burn. And Jake now catching back up. 553. JD holding out for the next long bar. He is Tetris ready. Burns for a double. Knocks down a Tetris. Goes up to 640. Jake having to do a couple of conservative burns. But this is it. It's do or die here. Jake now took a conservative delayed double and was unable to utilize the long bar. And JD misses a spin. That's going to cost him a couple of lines, and that's where Jake can catch back up. However, JD cleans it up. He's Tetris ready. Jake knocks down Tetris 617, only trailing by now 2 Tetrises and some change. However, JD is not in any position where he's going to be digging for a while. And he's going to knock down Tetris 701,000 at level 22. Both players at max out plus pace. Jake doing a fantastic job trying to wither this drought, and he couldn't do it Unfortunately, he had to build up some holes in his stack. But nice double with that O. And JD is up high. JD tops out at 701,000. Jake has to get to 702. 702 is the score that Jake has to get to. 702,000. Burns out for a single. Burns out for a single. Burns for a triple. And this is perfect. He's Tetris ready. And with that, goes to 719. And ladies and gentlemen, for the second time tonight, you and the players both get a decider. I see a ready from Jake and a ready from Joseph. Let's go ahead and count them down. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. This is it. 2 sets in a row, we've been forced to a decider. Jake lost his win streak in the last set, and he's back with revenge to stop JD from starting his. However, JD came to make a splash here on Gauntlet, and that's exactly what he's doing here tonight. Maxing out in the kill screen with a level 31 to take game 1. Have a double max out in game 4 of the first set to force a decider. And now here we are, back it again. Both players starting off rather clean. JD building up really high. Finally knocks down the second Tetris. Goes up to 46,000. Now, JD and Jake, clean builds. Both players just waiting on the long bar, and they both get it. Jake now with a 1 Tetris lead here. Jake with a couple of O's. He's going to go for a conservative O double there. He's going to burn for a double and then hit the S-spin. Had nowhere else for that J, so it sets up a delay burn. And man, these pieces for JD just aren't too well. Meanwhile, Jake has a long bar dependency over there on the left-hand side. And he covers up the well. He's going dirty and gets the well transfer. Dirty left well Tetris. And another Tetris. Goes up to 161. Nice flat long bar burn by JD. And another Tetris. Fantastic sequence for both players. Both players were up incredibly high, and they were just able to survive it and score a Tetris out of the conversion. Another Tetris for JD, goes up to 128, but this time Jake now on some fantastic pace, 128,000 to 207. Tetris for Joseph, 151. Jake holding out for the long bar. It's getting high, but clean build, knocks down another Tetris. Goes up to 230 now, goes up to 253. This is going to push Joseph to have to out-efficiency him this entire game. Just a rough start for JD to begin with. And Jake is not letting up the aggression. Nice little overhang setup right there. JD's now knocking down Tetris after Tetris. Both players are playing at high levels of efficiency here, and that's what you want in a decider. You want to see the double max out. You want to see the double 1.1. And what better than these two players to deliver on that? Now Joseph now looking for an L piece or another way that's going to work too. Gets the I piece and gets it over to 67 to 348. Jake is just on monstrous pace right now. Another Tetris for Joseph goes up to 290. Another Tetris for Joseph goes up to 313. Starting to catch up to Jake little by little. Only trailing by 3 Tetrises. But Jake knocks down another one, goes up to 394. And Joseph not wanting to go for that spin. Is going to rather set up a J-piece dependency. Knocks down a Tetris. Was getting up a little bit high there. Nice spin. Followed up by a tuck to get Tetris ready. And a Tetris to follow. 419 for Jake. 362 for Joseph. Well, player Jake with a long bar dependency setup though. Gonna prevent them from scoring a Tetris, and it's gonna set up some delay burns. But clever delay burns at that. Tetris for both Jake and Joseph, 408 to 445. JD closed the gap by 1 Tetris here. And the Tetris for JD goes up to 432. Nice setup. Goes for a little bit of an overhang, would like an eyepiece, but might just burn it down. And a couple of unfortunate pieces there. And nice spin, yep. Very nice spin right there. Just looking for a couple more pieces as a double. Fantastic spin.
A coffee said Tri-Stop teas aren't trash parody unless you place them like trash.
And now JD running into some issues here. Meanwhile, Jake is just going ham here. This is some insane pace from Jake. We could see a mid to high 600 here. JD's just been slowed down by RNG. Trying to open up this hole. And now JD about to be cleaned by transition. Jake sets up a T-spin, gets the T-piece for it. And Jake knocks down a Tetris, 609. JD with one last Tetris here before transition. Is Tetris ready? And ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Jake transitions at 635,000. JD transitions at 459,000. Holding out for the long bar. Knocks down a Tetris, goes up to 489. JD is going to have to play absolutely monstrous. Another Tetris goes up to 514. Jake holding out for the long bar. Tetris ready. A single mistake here will not be easily forgiven. Jake holding out. It's a drought. It's getting bigger. He's waiting on the long bar. Where's the long bar? Where's the long bar? Comes up the well. Can he get a good piece? Jake, where's the long bar? And he can't tap it over. And Jake is going to top out at 664,000. JD just needs to get to 664. He is also high. He's waiting on the long bar. Where's the long bar? Burns down for a double. Keeps it safe. Waiting on the long bar. Simul droughts. Are you kidding me? Where's a good piece for JD? Burns down for a double. Still holding out for some good pieces. Finally getting ready. Opens up the well. Where is the long bar? Give this man a long bar. But it's still not coming. Here's the drought. Just continuing. Finally gets the long bar. Couldn't use it for a Tetris. Goes up to 589. Now at 590. Fantastic drought management. Goes to 619. And another Tetris goes up to 648. And that Tetris brings him up to 678. And JD is good. Winning the second decider. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you your spotlight winner for both of tonight's sets, Joseph Saelee. Oh my gosh. No, I thought he was actually going to set it up. Fantastic set. First things first, I want to thank Joseph and Jake for coming here to play on the Classic Tetris Gauntlet Spotlight matches. Absolutely fantastic set. You can't ask for a better set than that, or sets. Second, I want to thank all you guys that came out here to watch this fantastic match as well. You guys got to see some excellent Tetris, got to see some insane stuff, and I'm glad you were all here to witness it. Hello everyone, thank you all so much for watching. This will conclude the Joseph versus Jake set 1 and 2. Now we might be able to see some more content in the future if they decide to have a matchup maybe host another preliminary exhibition match before CTWC. Might be something that I can do. But yeah, anyways, let me know what your favorite game out of both sets was. Was it the game where they got a double max out? Or was it the game JD got a max out in the first game? Or how about the game that JD came back in kill screen to not only win the game, but to max out in it shortly after? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Secondly, what do I plan to upload after this? Well, I actually have plenty of content. First things first are a couple of matches, so me versus Harry and my first competitive max out in a competitive match. So I can upload those two, but in addition to that, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but I've uploaded 9 max out video. Well, not 9 max outs, but like my 9th max out, and currently I sit at 33 max outs. So yeah, I'm quite behind. So I could also be uploading that, and in addition to that, I have a couple episodes of CTMA coming up soon. Next episode of CTMA is going to be Matt Martin versus Matt Bucco. It's going to be a very short analysis compared to the other two, but the information is just going to be just as insightful. And I'm also going to be releasing something on that day to hopefully help people get ready for CTWC 2020. And last thing before I like to do my usual conclusion, Game Scout, if he hasn't already, is going to upload a collaboration video we made on max out theory. Which is why we explained why so many people are maxing out and what is kind of like the barrier that is preventing some people from maxing out. I think it's a very interesting video, and I definitely recommend you go check it out on his channel at, a Game Scout. So anyways, if you liked the video and you liked hearing me commentate over some very arguably Tetris deities, then leave a like. Comment down, like I said, what match was your favorite? Who were you rooting for in both matches? Or did you just want to come see some good Tetris? As well as, feedback on commentary. There is a possibility that I might be commentating CTWC 2020, and I like to improve on my commentary as much as possible so I can give it a professional feel. And share with your friends. Maybe they might find these kind of matches exciting, especially the first one, where JD won the match in kill screen. Like, what more can you ask for it's stellar game 1? And while all the content on my channel is about me uploading some high profile matches up again with Tetris deities playing at extremely high levels of Tetris, there's still plenty of content here on this channel. If you like it, why not stick around for a bit? Anyways, my name is Michael, better known as ITZsharky, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Just simple as that.